Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can journal your trades, and I'm going to give you access to this journal template, which comes with all of the pairs listed and the direction, and just obviously all this other stuff here, so that you can go and enjoy that. But first of all, if you're new here, my name is Sam Lowe. I help struggling traders break through to consistency. I do have, if you'd like to get one-on-one coaching for me, I should say, there is a link, an application below. I can't accept everybody, but if you do decide to apply, then you will get access to the free group chat where I answer questions, share some analysis, not signals. I don't do signals, but just, share tips and tricks and, help kind of build a bit of a community for all of us to grow together. So that's just a thank you for your time, just for applying. If you do choose to do that. So anyway, let's just get into today's video. Today's going to be very short because ultimately, if you don't journal your trades, you are an amateur. You will not survive the long run. Ask any single professional trader and every single one of them will backtest their trades. Okay. And it's important because it shows you exactly what your progress is. It's very easy for us to have a week's worth of trades, or a day's worth, 2 weeks worth, a month's worth, and think that we've done either better or worse than we've actually done. And even more than that, it allows us to see all of the nitty-gritty details, because by going over and having all of the trades that you took there, you can go back over them, and I'll be covering that in my self-review video. I've already got one up at the moment if you'd like to go and find that, but I'm going to make an update on it that's kind of more relevant and how I've slightly tweaked it to do it these days. But essentially, when you've got all of these trades, they're going to be able to see your patterns, okay? And it's going to be much harder for you to continue repeating the same mistakes, because you're going to see yourself doing the same things that you haven't really noticed. And you're going to be like, oh my God, that's one of the things that I keep doing wrong. I didn't even realize. I was so focused on, trying to, get my stop to break even and have the perfect stop loss, that if I'd widened it a bit, I would have already been profitable this month. Small tweaks like that are going to make the biggest difference. And the problem is if you are struggling, failing, or even at a break even stage, or even slightly profitable, you are basically flying in the dark. You're always going to be staying where you are until you can go back over and analyze what you've done. Okay, so this is my journal. This is just from this week. I have been scalping. So where is the beginning of this week? I think it's here. So it's only been 3 days so far. So started the week. I actually had a really bad start to this week. I had a loss, break even loss, and then I missed 5 trades. And by missed, I mean I was looking at them, I saw them, I knew they were valid, and there was just something in me hesitating not to do them. After 5 times of doing this, I was like, right, fine. I'm just going to enter the next one that fits my rules. I entered and it was a loss. So that was 3 losses for the day and 1 break even. So after that, I was like, okay, you know, as I've written here, shit happens. Come back tomorrow. Okay. So, yeah. So basically, so I was just reading something down there. Essentially, this day was what used to break me as a trader. I'd have 3 losses, I'd miss a load of trades, and by the next day, I'd have driven myself so crazy that I would have been looking to switch my strategy and looking to add more stuff or take something away and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And even coming through to the next day, which was yesterday, I started with 2 losses. So at this point, obviously, even for me, like I'm like, okay, this is a little bit annoying. You start doubting the process. You start doubting if you're on the right track. But then bang, then I get a win. And my win outweighed my oh God, what happened there? So that outweighed the previous 3 losses, meaning I was only 2 trades down for the week. Not that you should be looking at it from a trade by trade basis. Then I had a break even, then I had another win. So up for the week. Okay. Started today with a loss, break even, small win. That was my fault. I should have let that run, but I cut my risk because it started bolting towards my stop loss before going into profit. Then I had a loss at break even, and then 2 wins. So in the space of 3 days, I've managed to totally change things up. Okay. Now, part of the reason I was able to do this is because when I was starting to like lose faith a little bit, which is totally natural, and you just got to stay strong around here, I went over and reviewed my trades. I reviewed where I was going wrong, and I needed to ask myself, was there something wrong here? Was there something wrong with my strategy, or was this just probabilities playing out? Okay, and I looked at the statistics like, okay, I've missed 5 profitable trades here. Okay, so 5 chances of being profitable right here. Therefore, it's much more likely that I'm going to then follow that with a series of losses, which I did with 3 losses. And what's more likely to come after 3 losses? A win, break even, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't know this and you are just coming off the back of a losing streak, you're going to think that you're just endlessly losing. You're going to not be able to pay attention to where you are. You're going to totally, mess things up. Okay. And if we just look at this trade here, you see I've got the higher high, higher low indicator on, and simple breakdown, created a lower low, come back up to this rejection level, see a rejection, and then take the trade. Absolutely beautiful. Can't argue with that. Had the 100 EMA as confluence. Okay. It fit my rules, all of these trades, besides this one. So this didn't fit my rules, and this one didn't fit my rules. Now, the reason this one didn't is because I cut my position close. The reason this one didn't was because I was just getting complacent. I'd just come off a win, and I was like, oh, well, I've been trading a long time. Like I can see that this is a good setup. And yes, fine, I won. But if I hadn't have won, and even the fact that I have won, I'm not counting this as a win. Like, yes, it's a win on my account, sure, fine. But in my mind, that is wrong. I shouldn't have done that. But as we can see, overall for the week, I've been about 80 to 90%. I've stuck to my plan to about 90% accuracy, and that is what is important to me. Okay, so pair here, then I put the date here, result. I used colors, so I used red for a loss. I don't put in like you can see we've got 3R here, break even. I don't put like -1 here because my losses are always 1R, except for the occasional times when I cut my losses in half. And so that will be 0.5R I'll put in there. Orange ones are break even or missed. And then the green ones obviously are the wins. Then I put a screenshot of the trade. Okay, we can see here I also had the super trend. I was going a bit bananas with indicators this week, and these things still happen to me. And this is an indicator that works well for this particular type of setup. But again, I don't want to go into that now because I've back tested that specific strategy over 300 times and used it many months ago. I'm very familiar with it, so I wouldn't just jump in and start using that. And if you'd like to see a video on that, just let me know in the comments below. Then I simply say whether it followed my plan, comment about it, and then here sometimes I'll do a potential strategy improvement. Okay, and then at the end of the week I can see whether that's actually a good suggestion or whether it's an emotional decision in the moment. Okay, so very simple. So that's pretty much it. And so, if you do this and pair it with the self-review, which I'm going to make another video on, as I mentioned, then you're going to be in incredibly good stead. And another positive to doing journaling is when you are consistent, and you have been consistent, when you want to finally take on more capital, besides funding programs like we've got here, FTMO, and if you want to get one-on-one investment from people, if you don't have a journal, or any kind of history of how you've been tracking your trades and monitoring your progress, how do you expect someone to invest with you? In the same way as if you were taking a trade, you need to build up evidence in order to allow yourself to take that risk and actually move up. So if you think that an investor is going to give you money without any kind of proof or evidence that what you're doing works, then you're having a laugh, essentially. So I really hope that helps you. I look forward to making the self-review video for you guys. If there's anything else I can do for you, if you'd just like to chat, just drop a comment below and we can set something up. But yeah, again, if you like one-on-one coaching, our application is in the box below. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy trading, and I'll see you soon.